Hey boys, it's HarmNone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how much money you are going to need for the new DLC coming out on Tuesday. Now, I usually make a video like this before every DLC comes out to just sort of give you guys a ballpark figure of how much money you're going to need if you want to buy everything in the DLC. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this, of course, and with this update, I'm a little bit stumped, honestly, because we only have a couple of new confirmed vehicles. However, some of those are going to be very, very expensive. And in the DLC that we got last summer, we got 18 new vehicles. Now, with the Drug Wars DLC, we got 17 new vehicles. With the Contract DLC before that, we got 15. And with the Tuners DLC 2 summers ago, we got 17 cars. So I would say a good estimate for this update is probably 15 to 18 cars. And if not cars, then new vehicles. So say 15 to 18 new vehicles, which is going to be a hefty amount of money if you want to buy all of them. Now, of course, with these DLCs, a lot of the time there are some pretty big filler cars and things like that, and there's usually only a few that people really want to buy. However, in this video, I'm not going to be focusing on that. I'm not going to be speculating what you guys will want and what you guys will not want. I'm just going to go for, if you wanted to buy every single car or vehicle that comes out with this DLC, all the properties, all of this and all of that, how much money are you going to need? Well, with the new jet that's coming out, it has a stealth mode capability. It's also got a cannon as well as homing missiles and non-homing missiles as well. It's got VTOL mode, so I would say at least $3 million because that sounds a lot like the Hydra. However, it has stealth mode. Now, the Akula has recently had a price increase pretty significantly. I think it's $4.5 million now without the trade price and $3.75 million with the trade price. So this is a fighter jet though, and it has VTOL mode as well. So I honestly cannot see this plane being less than the P996 laser, and the P996 laser is $6.5 million. So I would say at the very least this plane is going to be $6 million. I would say honestly I could see it being up to $8 million for the starting price, and at the most I think $9 mil. But I don't think that they would go that high with the new plane. I think that it's going to be probably between 6 and $8 million, something around that neighborhood. So that's already a huge amount of money, obviously, as you guys could tell. 8 mil that's a lot of money, and that's just for one of the vehicles. Now, we also know that the Kanata is either getting a new variant with weaponry on it, or it is getting an upgrade. Now, if it's getting an upgrade, that's going to be another, I'd say $0.5 mil to maybe $1 million. Usually the weaponry upgrades in the hangar are they're expensive, but they're not that expensive, you know what I mean? Let's say, 500 grand for new weaponry on the Kanata when it comes out, when we get that. However, if you have to buy a whole new helicopter, I can't see that helicopter being less than probably $2.5 million. The regular Kanata is 1.8 mil, so that's another, call it $3 million. So we're already up to over 10 mil. Or right around 9 mil, depending on the price of the stealth plane, obviously. Then we have the new SMG, which I can't see being very expensive, but we do have those Avenger upgrades. Now, the Avenger upgrades I can't see being more than, say, 1.5 mil sort of thing. So we're kind of looking at $11 million so far, but that's only off of 3 vehicles. Now, that new SUV that's coming out, I'd say it's going to be $1 million, probably 1.2 million. So, that's another bit of money. The Gauntlet stock car, that's going to be a lot of money as well. The new Amani Tech Dodge Challenger EV that we saw in the initial sort of screenshots of the update, that's going to be expensive because it's an Amani Tech vehicle. We can pretty much confirm that. I think it's going to be $2 million, and then plus Amani Tech and everything, call it 2.5. We're already up to $12.5 million to $15 million. There's also that new plane that we got confirmed that looks like a plane from GTA 4, I think it is, or maybe it's GTA San Andreas. It's got 2 propellers on it and stuff like that. So that's call that another 1.5 for sure. So this is going to be an expensive DLC is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I think, at the very minimum, you're going to want, I would say, $15 to $20 million. 15 to 20 mil at the very minimum. That's to buy the stuff that comes out on day one, I think, because we're also going to be getting some hangar upgrades, it looks like, potentially. Some day one vehicles, that's definitely going to be, pretty expensive. If that jet is as expensive as I think it is, that is going to be a huge cost. obviously, because yeah, well, it's a stealth jet. We don't have any of those in GTA yet, so for this to be the first one, I think Rockstar's definitely gonna charge a pretty penny for it. So be prepared to have $15 to $20 million if you just want the stuff on day one. Now, if you want the whole DLC worth of stuff, you're gonna need, I would say, 30 million, probably closer to 40, honestly. Like $37.5 million, I feel like is like a good amount for an update in GTA these days, because this is, you know, not even counting any potential new clothing that's going to be a thing, any new properties that are going to be a thing. You know, we don't really know all that's going to be coming, so, you know, just be prepared. It's going to be a very, very expensive DLC. If you want to, you know, comfortably do everything in the DLC, I'd say you're going to need $37.5 million to like $40 million. I think that's a very reasonable amount of money that you guys will, you know, need to expect to have to be able to purchase everything that you want from the DLC. In before the guys who are like, well, I've got $600 billion, million, trillion dollars in GTA. I don't know, will I be able to afford it? Because you know those comments are coming. They probably commented already because they haven't made it this far into the video, and I'm about to roast them when they get to this part of the video. So enjoy that, nerds. But yeah, guys, this, you know, the next few days here, if you have the ability to get onto GTA Online, grind your businesses, grind the bunker, grind, you know, the contract heist, grind KO Perico, grind your acid lab, grind every single thing that you possibly can and make as much money as you possibly can. CEO cargo as well, like just do as much as you can, especially if you're, you know, lower than $10 million. You're gonna want 10 mil for this update. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna want 10 mil so, like, so bad. Especially like when it comes to this plane, because I have a feeling to upgrade the plane you're gonna need a special thing somewhere to do it, or maybe a special spot to store it. I don't know for sure, but that's just kind of something that I have a little hunch about. I don't have any confirmation of this, of course, but that's just how I sort of feel about it. But yeah, guys, you know, if you want to be comfortable day one, you're gonna want 20 mil. I'd say 20 mil. So just make that your goal. Try to get to $20 million for this update. Now, obviously, there is probably going to be drip feed for several months, so you're going to have a lot of time to stack up more money to get the things that you want as the drip feed comes out. We don't even know all the vehicles that are coming in this DLC yet, so we're going to have to see what happens when those actually get released and when we actually know more about those. But yeah, guys, make sure you're grinding through the next few days and get your money right in GTA for sure. You're going to want as much as you possibly can. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is it for how much money you're going to need for the DLC. Again, just to reiterate, you're going to want 20 million for day one, I'd say, and 37.5 million to $40 million for the rest of the DLC. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you didn't, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Comment down below. Let me know what you're most hyped for in the DLC, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.